Welcome back to Barrel Brothers, and today we're going for a drive. Okay, we're on our way over to ARP. They're doing the paint on the Cappuccino. This is, by the way, this has been filmed today by my lovely assistant Maya. I popped in there the other day just to see if they'd actually started. They've had it for a bit over a week, about a week and a half, and yeah, he was well into it. So I thought I'd better do a bit of an update just to see how things are going. So yeah, that's where we're going at the moment. He's always got some sweet stuff in there. G'day Fred.
How are you?
Car's in the booth already. It's had repairs done here on the front of the bonnet where people have tried to close that and push down on this edge and bent the front. And as we go around to the front bar's all gone already. This has been where the indicators were. This has been all welded up and smoothed off like that. And we go down to the back here. I've done the welded up in between the inner and outer guard. Made a strip up and welded that all together so it's all nice and solid now, and then flattened that out because it was buckled there. And then we go, this is where, if you remember back when I first got it, this had a big dent in this side here. It had been pushed out, but it's all been smoothed back off again, so it's really nice. And then they've fixed up those little dents in the roof as well. On the roof panels, both sides, really got stuck into it. It's looking good. Looks bloody awful with those wheels on it. I don't know. He said it's ready for masking up, and hello Maya. Slides out of shot. Ready for masking up and high filling, so that they can rub it all back, and then we get some colour on it. We were discussing the stripes the other day too about what we're going to do on the roof here. The problem is that we've got this black line that runs down the centre of it here, so the lines sort of need to have about that much gap in between them. So what we're thinking of is doing like half and half either side, so it keeps that black stripe in the middle, if you know what I mean. So, and this, we're going to keep this black. I was thinking about doing it red, but it's not going to work. And then yeah, those stripes will continue down the boot here as well, and down the guard, up over the top, across the bonnet, and then down onto the front bar, where that centre bar on the grill is that sort of signature Viper look. So we'll sort that one out there, and yeah, away we go. He said he was going to park it sideways in the booth here because there's so much room, but they said it's nice having all this room around the outside, so you can really, you've got plenty of room around the sides of the car to do whatever you want. So yeah. All right, let's go and have a talk with Fred. Here we go. Look at this. APR. Yeah, you've done a fair bit of work with it. I saw you've welded up a heap of stuff on the guards there, and on the front guards, and then on the back as well. It's all welded up.
It's all welded up. We put a light skim of fiberglass filler over the top just to seal it, and then a light skim of plastic filler.
Yeah. Still got a fair bit to do with that front bar, which I kind of wrecked a bit.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you saw it out the front.
No.
It's out there basking in the sun, trying the fiberglass to dry.
Hey, this old Crown Vic's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's the original colouring. The whole lot of it had been restored quite a few years ago. Had a couple of little issues come up on it, so just tidying up a few bits.
And the Continental kit on the back of the thing. Yeah, it's a genuine standard one. Anyway, back to my car. Yeah, so you said she's ready for high fill and
mask it up and high fill it. Let it harden up for a few days, and then we can strip the rest of it down and start rubbing it down and get it ready for paint.
Crash on. All right, good on you, mate. Thanks very much for that.
No worries.
I'll come back next week.
Bars out the front, you can take some.
Yeah, we're going to have a squiz at that in the meantime. It was better than that when I got it. Yeah. I crunched it on my driveway a few times. One of those stupid driveways that goes, the curved curb. All right, thanks, buddy.
No problem.
And we'll see you next week. Ah, here's the front bar. Yeah, needs quite a bit of glass. Look at it all back through there. Round down, it was cracked underneath. Was bashed all like that, was worn through on the corner there. But yeah, we'll get there. I've taken the old bolt holes out, so that's good. So we'll come back next week and see what the story is. I was surprised how much work they've got through already. Mind you, it's only a little car. It's only going to need like 2 rattle packs to paint the whole thing. Here we are, it's a week later, thanks to the magic of me not turning the camera on. So we're just about to pop around and see Fred at APR and get an update on the Cappuccino. So we've got all of our bars and bits and pieces here gotten ready for high fill and blocking, and our flares down the bottom there, and wing and side skirts and all that stuff there. On the car itself, from last time, you can see this has all been sprayed out with a guide coat over the top, and then the corners here too, and various bits and pieces down here where the indicators were. That's all gone now. Round the front where we had the bent bonnet, where people were putting things down wrong, or putting it down wrong, but that's all sorted now. There's the other side there, and the other guard that was also rickly and crappy looking. Quite a bit's been going on in the background. So yeah, that's this week's update. So next week, I don't know, I'll give Fred a call and he'll say, well, come and have a look, we've done this. Very pleased. Okay, we're back at APR again after another week of me not turning the camera on. The boss is in there working on it. Woohoo! Here's the theme that we're going for. So that setup there. Now, if you look, where are we? Here, you see the width, the inner width of the stripes is about the same width as the Viper badge. Now, I have a proper Viper badge here. So what we thought is we would go that same gap, but to the center line, and then that same width again on the outside of it, so we get that nice big fat white stripe, and that's how it's going to be. I'm not going to stripe this, but down across the boot, across the spoiler, across everything up the front. So yeah, as you see, the high fill's been done, and typical of a panel shop, it's covered in dust, which is not pretty standard. But yeah, we've got to do the bumpers and everything. So as far as I know, it's going to start getting rubbed back on Monday in preparation, and then they're going to spray the white down the center, then mask it all up. Well, they've got to put it back together, mask it all up, and then start putting some red on. It's starting to get sexy. There's the flares and the little quarters down here, so all in undercoat, ready to go. And that's it for another week, until next week, when we might actually have some colour on it. Another week's passed, and here we go. Apparently my car's exploded in the intervening week. Yeah, there's like bits of it over here, there's bits of it over there, and there's not much of it left here. She's exploded all right, but yeah, she's all come apart. Next is, I don't know, blocking back or something or other. They've got to get it together, get the colour on, and then get the stripes on and whatnot. So this is this week's installment. Stuff is happening. So they do this so they can spray all in and around the door frames and in around the boot and everything. So everything's the same colour. They keep saying to me it's so easy to work on because everything weighs nothing, you know. It's hardly like taking the door off a 57 Chev. Let's see what happens next week. Alrighty, so yeah, the red's going on. Look at that. That's my bonnet and boot. The rest of the car's out here. Okay, so where are we? Apart from the red stuff in there that we've just looked at, it's a really good red, I love it.
This weekend, there's going to be a couple of us on it. All rubbed down again, blocked again. This is the second time it's going to be blocked.
You're saying, yeah, that you like fill it, high fill it, do all the stuff, and then you leave it for quite a while?
Yeah, we'll leave it for a couple of weeks, depending on the weather and whatever. Look, you can bake it and whatever, but the longer you leave it, within reason, it settles out properly, all the solvents release out, so that way it won't sink back or have any dramas with it. We let it sit, then you give it a block again, make sure everything's okay in case you miss any little chips or minor imperfections, and you go out again, re-high fill it, then let it sit again. Let it sit again, yeah. And then like now, it's been a week and a half, or about a week and a half that we've done it, so now it's ready to be all rubbed down, cleaned up, and then put the white base down over the centre of it for the stripe.
Okay, so yeah, so it's got to have the white all the way through the centre. So you do it, what, about yay wide,
Yeah,
wider than your stripes are going to be.
If the stripes are going to be here between there and there, we're going to go out that far with the white.
Oh, okay, that far.
And then what we do then is once it's drying up after a few hours of the base drying, we'll stripe it all up, mask off the stripes that we need, clean the rest of it up, and then paint it all red. Take the stripe, the masking off, hit it with some clear.
Bob's your uncle. You can see here, like, the quality. You're getting a good job. Guys like this with skills, you need to pay them the dough because that's what you're paying for. You know, they've got the experience, they know how to do it. If your car's been painted in a weekend, anyway, that's not good from go to woe. But mate, this is going to look so good with the bloody stripes and everything on it.
So while we're trying to get it all done, so we might end up just doing the flares, the handles, and a few of the other parts, like the mirrors and so on. We'll probably paint them during the week next week. But the idea is to actually get the car itself all striped and painted. Then it'll be sort of ready next week to start fitting up bits and pieces.
Put it all back together.
Finish it off, give it a clean up at the end, and ring up Mr. Mark and say, hey buddy,
come and pick her
come
up.
and get your cappuccino. Cappuccino's ready.
I suppose, like, have you noticed you're using markedly less paint?
Just a little bit, yeah.
It's like half a car, isn't it?
So yeah, well, we could almost fit that sideways in the booth. So. But yeah,
the
other thing is too is that I don't want to have, when we're painting it, I don't want to have too many panels in there painting it, because the more panels you get in there, the more dust that you're going to generate,
right, okay.
which means you're going to get more fine dust stuck in the paint, which then you're going to denib more parts and polish it up. So
okay.
If we have
so, and you're doing all this in around like these areas as well?
Yeah, we'll mask off from the inside, so all this will be all red.
Yeah.
And the white stripe down in the here.
Oh, you've got to put that down in there.
Yeah, because if other than that,
I suppose that when you're looking down,
you don't want to see all red there and it's white where it's supposed to be. It's the same when we're doing the roofs where it's got that black seal going through there.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously, that black seal centerpieces, we're going to have to cover them with white or tape them up or whatever we're going to do with it. And then it's only going to have the black seal going across the back there instead of having two black stripes going up the middle of the stripes.
Oh, right, cool.
So yeah, so that way we paint it all up. When you open the boot up, you'll still see the stripes here, you know, and then, or actually most of this you don't see anyway.
You won't see it, because it's sort of right in under there, so yeah.
But it's the same thing, same with in the plenum in the front there, when you open it on and up, you want them to see that the stripes are following all the way through. It's like sometimes people do work on the side of the car, and it'll have a stripe there, but you can still see the other colour underneath it. You want to be able to see the stripe as a stripe.
That's what it is. And it's the stripes that make it.
That's it.
So this is Freddie's car up here. It's been up there for a little while.
It's been here now for about maybe 3 weeks, but it's been sitting in the garage for about 22 years.
That's an XY?
It's actually a 69XW.
XW.
V8.
Yeah.
But
I suppose it was a 302.
Initially it was a 302 Windsor. I got it off a guy that used to use it as a burner car at Summernats. It used It used to be amethyst colour, and he had it dressed up as an XY.
Yeah.
So I left it that way, and then we did a swap. I gave him a 4-door shell, and he gave me the ute shell, which I needed at the time for work.
Yeah. So, work ute.
Yeah. That's
cool work ute.
All Prestige restorations.
351.
Not April. So it'll come alive again.
Well, is you going to stay with that orange colour?
Yeah, it's an orange pearl.
Yeah, I saw the pearl in it. That's really cool.
It's a 3-layer pearl off a vehicle that was a prototype in Germany.
Okay.
And as far as I can up to now, I haven't seen any other ones of that particular one, but there was 3 in this colour.
Yeah.
4 including the original car. And Panther's still going around, maybe locked up in the garage. But yeah, it's
well, the prices on RX3s now, it's crazy.
I know.
You know, everything's gone up so much. Even these little things, you know, you used to be able to pick these up for about 6 or 7 grand.
You pick the right car, you'll get some value out of it.
I've just got to get not too fat so I can still fit in it. All right, buddy.
No worries.
Thank you very much for that. With a bit of luck.
See you next week.
Next week. This is cool. Thanks, mate.
See you later.
early Monday morning, and Fred's given me a call, said come over before they because lots of stuff has happened over the weekend. Let's go and have a look. Check this out. Oh my god. No way. So red. Check the stripes out. There's the roof, there's the rear bumper, front bumper, there's the boot lid. I can't wait till they put this thing back together. This is crazy. So Fred keeps sending me tantalising pictures. It's ready to pick up this afternoon. Ready? That's it. So we get freeze frame, guys. That was a sneak peek, like 30 seconds before you see the real thing. This is me recreating the original photo that I did when we first got the Cappuccino. I stood here like an idiot with no car because that was a fake car. That was also, if you look closely, that was fake sunglasses too. They're real this time, but I drew them on later when I drew the car. And now here we are with the real thing. Check it out. If this doesn't score at least 100 on the 0 to 100 scale of coolness, I don't know what's wrong with it. This is just, I'm so pleased with how this has turned out. This is a keeper. This is an absolute keeper. Forever car. Right there. Fred and the guys at APR have done such an awesome job. How good does it look? That colour is the original Viper colour, and the white as well. Both of them are proper Viper colours. The rear 3/4 view is off the charts. Check it out. Front 3/4 is pretty good too, but I can't get to that angle because I've got it parked too close to the door. But just to give you a bit of an idea, look at this. All of the awesomes wrapped up in one. So I get the Kappa home, and the first time I go to drive it, somebody's parked right next to my driveway. Normally I do a bit of a swing when I come out and it's not a problem, but today I can't because somebody's parked hard up against the driveway. I'm going to come out fairly straight, and the bumper caught the edge. So here's the damage. We've pulled this one right out, straight through and bent it. That one's been pulled out, popped out on the outside of the flare. The flare, this bolt's supposed to be through there. As you can see, that's pulled through. We're cracked here, we're cracked here, we're cracked here, and we're cracked here. We need to raise the front. That white set of wheels, that's why I built those. I can put a larger tyre on the front that's taller, but the damage is already done. Better take it back around to Fred so he can berate me a little bit. We've even got a crack on that one too, look at that. Crack through there. There's a couple of reasons why I want to change these wheels over. First being, it'll give me access to try and sort this out to where it's supposed to be before Freddie can have a bit of a look at it. I don't even like looking at it. I'm so upset. Second reason is, when you look at the two of them together, that is a 185 against a 165, 185/60 against a 165/65, and as you can see, it's going to give us about another centimetre worth of ground clearance at the front. And the third reason is, of course, because they look cool. So the big question is, with the centre cap or without? Ben took one look at him and said without. I think on this rare occasion, Ben might be right. I will not be giving him the satisfaction, however. Alright, now because I've put a taller tyre on the front, I had it sitting fairly level. So what I've got to do now is put it back on the deck and measure up to the rails to see how level it is. We may have to go up and down, up or down a little bit on the back or the front, whatever, to get it sitting right again. Probably up on the back. I quite like that. Actually, that looks pretty good. I think it might be up a fraction at the front, but if it is, it ain't much. Those hubcaps though. Maybe some silver ones or some black ones? Well, I just got back from APR and Fred used a few choice words along the lines of, what have you expletive done to it? As we walked towards it, you've expletived it, haven't you? We've busted it a bit, but it's, what we're going to do is we're going to take the flare off and the front bumper once we take it home, and bring that in so he can work away on that, and then we'll put it all back together. Once he's got that, there's a couple of little bits and pieces he needs to touch up, some tiny little things. This here and there and there, and then up the top again here on these two. Just little hand touch-up stuff. So that's it, folks. She's done. The Viperccino is alive and well, and I would say that I'm going to drive it around a bit, but I can't because the channel is running perhaps a month and a half in front. So I've kind of got to keep it hidden because I don't want any photos of it getting out until it pops up on the channel. But there it is, folks. It's done. So if you see it around the place, give us a wave. We'll get back onto the sunny truck because that's been a little bit neglected while I've been pissing around with this piece of silliness that I absolutely love. Love both of them. What a lineup. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time when we're back on the sunny truck. We really need to get stuck into it because Howtech, the guys, like Davo and Scotty, are starting to get a little bit jumpy about getting it finished. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Barrel Brothers channel.